Our father was very gifted in designing roofs. From his creative mind came these masterpieces for each of our earthbag rooms and the 2-story studio. Dad had his sights set on a Quonset-styled roof for the shop. He liked trying something new and approached each project with his unique flair. Instead of merely slapping on a pre-built version, he decided to slice it in half and jar it enough to fit a row of windows the entire length of the roof.
Well, it's time.
It's time to do the roof.
It's time for a lot of metal to go up in the air and figure out how many sections go for each arch going across.
Break them out with the pallets and then assemble a short side and a long side and see what measurements we can pull off.
We might have to either raise our walls or shrink them possibly, but it won't be much, either by a foot or less.
Before the guys get started, they're going to dry fit a roof panel.
Don't read this.
Don't read that.
Or that.
It's a mystery. It's a mystery. Nuts and bolts and...
Oh.
So basically, whatever size bolt this is, I'm pretty sure, and in our shop, this size is going to be missing from our socket range.
You
because
can't
we've
say
worn
that.
through all the sockets
No.
from using all these bolts.
They're gonna be. You're gonna have even more of them because you use these.
So how many bolts do you think is in one of these buckets?
You know, like those, you go to the fair and they have like a jar full of candy?
Okay.
And you have to guess.
Guess how many bolts are in there, and we will pin your comment. We'll not only pin the first person's comment who has the closest guess, but we'll send you our newest product. Stay tuned.
Jared?
Yeah.
We have a lot of work cut out for us.
Yeah.
This is one bucket.
There's out of them 6.
You just have to guess what's in one though.
Just this one.
Just as that one. All right,
And
good
then
luck.
by
Make it easy. That right there is an old well drilling rig. That didn't end up doing the job until we got Bryce's big old well drilling rig that he got. If you missed the outcome of our well, it was pretty exciting. We have a video out on it.
So we're just putting together some of the panels here to kind of figure out, dry fit them a little bit just on the ground, so we can get a couple measurements to get our angles and stuff of everything. Confirm them, really.
Yeah. It's cool to see how the shape is turning out. We've only ever seen them in the stacks, so it's cool to see how they are put together. We're not putting the whole everything together right now.
The gals set back to work on the Aircrete pavers covering the shop exterior. This episode, their goal is to complete the bottom third, connecting up where they started. What you up to, Mama?
Putting our first one in. Now looking back, what I would have probably done differently, I like a big grout line between the rocks and the hexagons. I think I like that better.
That's nice.
I think we'll continue even though we're right here. It is no cut Monday, but I think I'm gonna need to cut this one in order to figure out where the rest of them go. It's one cut Monday today.
At least it's not no do Monday. We're doing something on Monday. We're doing good.
That's true.
Yeah, leave it to us to have a slogan when we do anything. It makes us feel better. We are so excited to finally be just inches from completing the first bottom half layer of these pavers. We know that this is the hardest part because we have a lot of cuts that take place where we put the rocks in. And even though there's still going to be cuts, they're not nearly going to be as plentiful and as awkward.
Once we get those around too, I think we'll have a better idea of how to envision what it's going to look like all the way up. Looking really forward to it. Like Bree mentioned, as we go up now, there won't be near as many cuts as around those rocks are real funky cuts. We do have the rock arches. I think using the thicker mortar lines too is going to be a good strategy for going around those rocks so that the rocks make sure they pop out and we don't blend too quickly into them. We've got a little bit of experience now going around the building to be able to continue this and do a good job.
Yeah, very excited. It's coming together and looking beautiful.
Ready to go look at it?
Yeah, it's so cool. Uh-oh. Someone got a glove.
Zoomy got a glove. Oh!
You didn't do nothing wrong, did
She's
you?
just chewing our little ride.
It survived.
Whoa.
You know one thing, this is real leather.
Troublemaker 1 and Troublemaker 2. Two little puppies. So much sass when they walk too.
The guys now have a feel for how these are going to fit together. They're ready for the next step. You might notice we have a couple new things around the shop area. First, this red thing.
All right, Bri, what did you get?
I bought a car. It was $500, and I couldn't say no. It is a 1970 midget. It's been out in the weather, obviously. It's also just rained, so that also adds to it. But I think honestly, you know, there's still air in this tire, so we're doing good.
We gotta get that shop built now.
Now we definitely have to get it going. Yes. Here's the fun thing about the midgets. Just gonna show you how big they are. My arm can reach over halfway. From shoulder to arm is the pretty much width of the car, which is ridiculously small.
It'll be fine.
It's a midget.
And there's this blue thing.
Bryson, what have we done?
I don't know, Mom. So I'm in need of a bigger portable welder that we can use for the shop, as well as I'm going to need it for other projects such as well drilling.
We find one used. He's got a reasonable price on it. He said he doesn't care if we come after dark. So we're thinking there's probably some big lights out there and probably an old farmer or something like that. But when we get there,
Not the most upkept place that you see around.
he takes us around to where it is. There's a flat tire on it. It's missing a gas cap and says, oh, we got to jump start it. Pull it around to the truck. It sort of starts up, but there's no gas in it.
The engine's like loose.
Just red flags that we should not be getting this. I don't know if you get this. You feel in your hearts that we're supposed to press forward. And we both are checking with each other and we're both feeling the same way.
And he mentioned before that it had that spare tire, that donut tire on it. And we happened to have 2 extra tires. And knowing their donut was there, I thought, well, I better just bring them just in case. And we got those on there, replaced those up, missing a lug nut on either side.
Yeah, you only had 5 lug nuts on both sides.
It's a 6 lug nut tire.
Yeah, we're like an hour and a half out from this
It
place.
was far. So it's like, oh.
Bryson's trying to kind of strap it down, and then we're hooking it to the trailer, and there's only one chain on a side, and the other one he's like...
Takes like a ratchet strap and like just ties it around it.
And even the chain is like really, and we're going, oh.
We used a hose clamp to hook in the chain.
That's what it was, a hose clamp.
We didn't have like a clip or a bolt or something.
And then once we got to where there were stores, we were able to stop into an auto store. And then we got the other chain and got the proper hooks.
And then as we were driving it back, I'm listening to this squealing that happens every now and then. Like, that's not good. So we pulled over and I went out and felt the bearings, and one of them was hot. Yeah, we took side roads. We didn't want to go on the freeway. I'm glad we did too, because we pulled over on a side road and it was too hot to touch.
So Jared and I are off to save Mom and Bryson. They just bought a generator and the trailer's having some issues. The bearings on one of the wheels is going out. So we're gonna run out from the homestead and see if we can't go give them what they need to repack those bearings and get this thing home.
No, they came out with some grease and we kind of just packed more grease in the bearings and closed it up. And the wheels went from barely rolling to spinning like they're supposed to do.
Yeah. Bree and I sat in the car with our blankets and kept watching you guys.
We got it, huh?
You did a great job out there. We actually got on the freeway at that point because it was
it was both bearings were cool to the touch at that point. And we were like, well, they were a little worn, but they'll get us home. You know, they're not going to burn up on us now. So it was good. It was an adventure.
Because it's a professional model, we're willing to invest time into it in case it doesn't work.
Here it is, baby.
Yeah, the bearing is cold.
Bearings are good. Look at this baby. It's been through some work already, but that's the lovely thing about these things is we could just keep going with them. Look at our skid steer.
Whenever you go from consumer level to commercial level, it's a whole nother field. The cool part is you got your AC and your DC. You can arc weld, you can TIG, and you can MIG.
Nice. course. Hey.
Had a cover for it, and I think he did.
And it's like a perfect cover. I don't know how I got this one. But
Barbecue cover. Looks like it.
Yeah, it still looks like, but it's perfect. All right, you guys, how fun is that? Whoop, whoop.
We are super excited to introduce the newest product in our shop, and that is these rose quartz necklaces. We have been loving wearing quartz. Quartz gives out really great frequencies. The necklace itself, the chain part is 24 inches, a silver plated iron, and I believe this is silver plated copper on the top. It's just a pretty thing to wear too if you're into this sort of style. So if you'd like to pick up one of these, we've got them over in our shop. The first person to either guess or be the closest to guess the amount of screws in that bucket will get one of these absolutely free sent to you in the mail. Good luck guessing. And if you'd like to get one of these, please check out our shop. While you're over in that shop, consider getting some of our hot springs in a bag. We've had a hard time keeping these in stock. So if you'd like to get some of these are something that you put in the bathtub with you. The stuff that are found in these packages are stuff that you would find in an actual hot spring. A gentleman up in Canada makes these, and there's a lot of hot springs up there, and he extracts the minerals from it to add in here. It also has some other types of salts like Epsom salts and sea salts and all that kind of good stuff. Very good for you. We love them. They're very soothing and fantastic. And if you're like us where you're kind of far away from the nearest hot spring, it's really cool to have these in the convenience of your own home. So if you'd like to grab some of these, those will be over there on the shop as well. And of course, we have t-shirts, all kinds of fun designs, and I'm sporting the Hexcellent today. I mean, I have so many of these shirts. I went through my wardrobe the other day, and there is so many to pick from. Consider browsing through there. We not only have t-shirts, we have sweatshirts and all kinds of other stuff. We have a 20% off sale going on for the next few days, and directly after that, free shipping. So if you'd like to pick something up at a great deal on our merchandise, definitely would consider maybe getting some of those. Now's the time. I want to give a huge thank you to you for supporting our family by purchasing some of our merchandise or supporting us on Patreon and locals, and also just commenting, liking, subscribing to our content. It means more than you could ever know. Also, if you're like, hey, I'd love to help out My Little Homestead, but I can't do the Patreon or anything right now. You don't know how much just taking a video like this or another one that you might like and just sharing it on your social media. That's something too that really helps us out. Thank you so much for being a part of our family, and I'll start jabbering now and get back to the show.
Daytime reveal.
Yay! Think there's water down there? That's the gas cap.
Almost.
That's a good sign.
Well, seems like it runs pretty good. I just need to like clean things up and
fix the engine because it's
yeah, moves.
And there were attempts to try to keep it from moving around.
Yeah, that didn't work at all.
But it runs and it actually sounds good.
It does sound good.
So that's a good sign.
Just needed some gas.
Yeah, when it's warmed up. This is an interesting mechanism. I think that this was used as a system of siphoning out more fuel if you need it from something and then putting it back in. That's just a hunch I have.
We can just take the opportunity to power wash the things.
Did you see it fired up?
Really?
I was absolutely shocked that it started. Pleasantly so, an amazing blessing.
Nice! That looks so much better! I think it will, yeah.
See?
Do a try.
Yeah. That was a nice cap.
Well, we'll see.
So that goes in there.
You're supposed to do 3 clicks according to the manual. Yes. Oh,
that's 4. Shoot, I'm gonna break it.
hey, looking good.
I think we're out. Cool beans. There we go. This is looking good.
We couldn't get this dent out. We just couldn't.
Yeah.
We're not dedenters, we're denters.
Need dentures?
Do I need dentures? Yes, we need more than dentures.
So you're probably tired of seeing snow, but we're not. And that thing's still up because we haven't gotten the bit out of the hole, but that's for a different story. The well is beautiful. What?
Elvis, are you playing?
Do you love the snow, Elvis? We have to get out because we don't have a dryer and we need laundry done. And we can't dry stuff out in this weather, so...
Nor do we have electricity for the last few hours.
I know, we've been out of electricity too. So we decided it was a good town day.
Whenever it was snow and ice, Mom would say, quick, kids, get in the car. And this was the most fun for her to get out on these roads. She is from Minnesota and she loved the snow and ice.
It really helps you learn all kinds of stuff. Like one of the things we've learned is when you're driving to put it into second or even low in some cases in mud and stuff like this, because you don't want to peel out and then spin off the road, you know, so the slower speed, more torquey RPM is better. Most people probably already know that.
I called Garrett and I said, Garrett, I want to come, but the roads are so snowy. And he said, Mom, just go, because if you get stuck, we'll have an adventure day and I'll come get you. I didn't even know.
That's a snow plow.
I forgot what one looks like.
That is so funny.
What the heck? There's a snow plow.
Well, 2 snow episodes in 1 year, huh?
Whoa, a second snow episode? Look at all this snow. Stay safe on the road.
The skid steer is a huge help getting these long and heavy rafters up on the wall ready for installation. The guys will meticulously make sure each one is correctly leveled. It's imperative these are installed properly so the roof will lay correctly.
All right, we got these guys up. We pulled a line from this guy over, and then we pulled him straight up using a square. Just something to give us an actual edge to line these up.
You want to get the bucket real close up to the top of the scaffolding, but then you realize that the closer you get... No, just
Whoa.
the back. No,
This blue line is where our truss is going to go across the end here, right on the side. And all we're going to do is weld the rebar to these truss. To keep it from tipping, the ridge pieces will do that. And then this rebar will keep it from sliding this way or sliding this way.
Yeah, 1 3/4. Yeah.
This is the one we're going to fill.
That one fell off. On the rare occasions we will get a paver that falls off. That's one of the reasons why that one fell. We readjusted it later. It doesn't matter if the pavers are kind of sticking in and out and in and out. And we want that. That's kind of fun.
But it has to be flat.
That's been a really important visual that we need to keep with the walls to make them look decent.
We've done a few that are like that, and that's how we learned we don't want to do that.
Yeah.
So, but it's all an experience. Obviously, we don't have a video to go see of somebody doing this, and at least that we know of. It's totally new. So take it from us, flat.
With the welder bolted in, a new gas cap acquired, and a tune-up, it's time to give this thing a whirl.
So I have a question, Bryson. Is it easier to push or pull a trailer?
So if you pull it, you don't really have to think about where the trailer's going. But if you push it, if you go this way, that's going to go that way. If you go that way, you're going to go that way. I'm going to say easier to pull it.
Well, you made that look super easy, that I will say.
Oh, boys. Time for the weld. I saw a guy do that. Going on? It doesn't weld. Turns out you have to have both these switches up right here. These two simple switches, they both got to be up, which kind of makes sense because that, says on. I know it has to line feed, but it says on. And this one, AV, which 14, but then says on. So anyway, got those two on. It welds. They're still awesome. Well, nice. Ain't the prettiest weld, but first time welding with this welder.
I've only ever done AC welding. Well, this welder generator actually has DC. In comparison from AC to DC stick welding is significantly different. It's a breeze to weld with now. And I mean, like, normally you get a lot of splatter with AC and those beads of metal will stick to all kinds of stuff and you'll end up with like a really messy looking weld. DC doesn't really have that splatter like that, and it's like, well, it's nice. It's very fun to weld with, actually.
Well, looks like we're almost there, Bree. We almost made it all the way around the shop. Pretty cool. We have a mystery one we didn't fill today that we'll be sharing with in just a little bit. Dun, dun.
So I gotta use the forks, and these Aircrete pavers are in my way. Watch this. All I have to do is just grab one of them and start moving them, and they're gonna freak out. This is gonna be really fun. So they're over there working right now. If they don't see me doing this, they're not gonna do it. Did she just look at me and do nothing? Have I graduated? Can I finally touch these now? What? I think I graduated. Yeah, man. I moved up a ladder. No, she's just too focused. Oh, bullet, come on. She's disapproving. Can I touch these now without getting in trouble?
Depends on if they break or not.
I usually check the oils and the grease and stuff on the skid steer to make sure it's good. And when I went to go check this, I found something rather interesting. right back there, I see this belt. Like, what is that? And I realize this the old seat belt that used to be in this thing. So this belt right here had fallen down and is literally up against, there's a main drive shaft that's right there. And they're just spinning. This thing is just just sitting right up against it. Oh my gosh. What about this side? Oh. So I was getting all set up to get these things level, and my brain, of course, gets to thinking, and I love to think. So I had a very, very interesting solution to solve what I believed was a complex problem. However, Jared had other ideas. But like, this is what I was thinking. Go from that one to this one, move it up and down till it's level, then go from that one to this one, move it up and down till it's level. But you're just dragging a line across there, throwing a stake in the bag.
I thought that's what you wanted to do to begin with eventually.
No, I wasn't thinking that. It's genius. Man down. Jared is out for the count. He's not feeling too well at the moment, so I'm having to do this solo. And oh boy, doesn't look much different. But we got 1, 2, 3 all bound up in there. And we've attached it to the cleat, and then we've laid bags over the top. Usually, we have 2 guys, and usually we got strings and levels and stuff, and you can have one guy on one side and one guy on the other, and you can just do that. But without having that other guy, it's going to be interesting. They continue to lay bags up like a V up to the top of that. That'll hold it in place. These have rebar going down into the block, and they're backfilled with concrete. That farthest one, I'll level that one next, and then we'll go from there. Elvis is helping me out. He's got the string. He is gonna pull it for me, and I'm gonna level it. Here we go. Pull it nice and tight, Elvis. You gotta pull it tight. It's not too bad. It worked out pretty well. Thank you. Thank you. Get it, Bullet. Take a look at Bullet's exercise machine.
Lower it a little bit.
Hey, good boy. Oh, onto it and like, oh no, oh no.
If someone hangs for a while, that'd be awesome.
Jared is still down sick, so Bryson gets creative with filling the hyperadobe bags.
Kind of windy out, but I'm missing the Jared today. I don't like using these buckets. I just like holding it open. So when I'm laying it on like a wall, I can control where that bag is going. But when you're just filling like these small ones like this, and you're just one guy, to have it hold open, that's pretty nice.
Bryson is all by himself.
I've got one cleat in this morning, and it's been about halfway through the day. So I don't know how I did those 4 in one day and only one cleat in 2 days, but we won't talk about it.
Would you say 1 down, 5 to go?
We're almost halfway done with them. We're getting them. Put nails in, nails going up, then we'll set this on top of it, then we'll eventually bag up the sides, but that'll be enough to hold it.
When Gary and I were first looking into doing earthbag bedrooms and building in earthbags, Gary did a lot of studying as much as he could on Cal Earth. He didn't actually go to any of the clinics. He was just trying to gather information online, and there really wasn't a lot out there. So one of the things that he came up with was this idea around the doors and around the windows was to do these, what he called cleats, and he would have these nails going both ways, and he was really excited when he was thinking about it. He's like, wow, Shelly, this is going to be great because it's going to really tie the building in, all that weight coming down on both sides. He was very, very happy. And then when we tested it, they were so solid when we get the buildings around them. So we've kind of just continued on this cleat idea. And now the guys are using different cleat type ideas to hold in those, whatever they're called, trusses or rafters or whatever the guys call them up there. They're just a really neat way to tie it into the building in a very strong way. 6 holes, huh?
6 holes, yep.
Okay.
So that we can
There's 6 screws into the board underneath to hold it in place.
Yeah.
All 6 screws are in, and we are at level. Now go ahead and get those up.
He's only got 2 in the center left to do. When you're walking in here, you can really sense the height of the building. It's going to be really nice height.
It'll go 3 feet taller than that, and then the roof will start. So it'll really feel like it's really tall.
Be nice.
Jared is back up and moving, only to have another challenge.
I didn't sign up for this today.
I didn't either.
What do you think, Elvis? You've experienced snow, now hail? You're not very bothered. I see, Bullet. Are you under the shade too? Oh, the one time he won't chase it. Whoa, did we find your weakness?
Hail.
Hail. What about now? You gonna go get it now?
I don't remember ever living here where we've had so much rain. It's starting to green and we're still in February. So this is absolutely fantastic. We're gonna have so many wildflowers. I picked up a wagon at a garage sale last weekend, so I'm super excited about this. So I can carry all my stuff over, including my drink. The guys are out here trying to dodge the little rain spurts. Oh, he's welding. Here she comes, the great Aircrete maker and layer of hexagons. And I might have something I'm really excited to show you right here a little later. Let's go see Bryson.
Last weld.
Look pretty.
It's a pretty...
Ooh,
Oh,
not so much.
No. Don't
Ooh,
show those.
pretty.
Hey, they will hold.
It's true.
Jared is back. He is. I see him setting up our stuff, which makes us very happy. Dogs are all ready. Rain's not bothering them.
Elvis, every time we come out, he's like, oh, fun with to play with. We're like, no. So Zumi is acquiesced. He's so excited.
Yes, thank you, Zumi, for taking the hit for us. She's like, no problem. She's diving at him. All right, Jared. Jared's...
You've got your new cart just for a cup holder.
Yes. Elvis, come here. Come here. Where have you been, buddy?
How did you get mud up above your head?
Wow, this is good. Yeah, he found some water. Is that good? You do have a water bowl. Did you know that? Okay, well. All right, I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but I got my little grandbabies on here.
Aww.
It's Kinsley, Azalea, and there's little Lily's hand too. She did a good job.
And here's my hand. And my left hand. And right hand.
You are just obnoxious today.
Look what I can do with that.
This is unbelievably heavy. I mean,
Yeah.
we've been working with these forever, and I thought maybe they were as heavy as concrete. And this is actually a thinner than it could have been. And wow, it's such a heavy. Did you pick it up too, Bree?
It was unbelievable. When I picked it up, I was like, holy cow.
We couldn't do the handprints in the Aircrete, so we did concrete. And Jared has this little screwdriver sitting there, which is going to help us because when we set this up, because of the weight, that'll hold it in place until the mortar really solidifies. It's going to go right there.
That's cool.
Feel this, Bri.
Oh.
See, by comparison. Let's be real, this one's full of love, so it's very, it's got a lot of weight.
It's a hunk of burning love.
It carries a lot of weight.
This is a rare sight. When my mother hands me an Aircrete paver, they cherish these things, you see.
Oh, yeah. Okay, that's enough.
That's it.
Grab the camera. My hair is never like this. I can't tell you, Jared, how many times I had to get up and down and up and down. And
This man was lost without you, Jared.
up and down and up and down and up and down. It's in my whole life. Because what happens is I go up here to do something, then I forget something over here, so I go down and go up and I go up there, and then I forget something or drop something on the ground, so I go down and grab it, go back up, and then I forget something and go back and go up to the other side, shove it over, go back down, and go back up here to measure something, and then go back down.
Sounds like a series of up and downs.
Throw it over.
That looks good to me.
Another one of Bree and I's scores, garage sale scores, is this thing. We can call this scaffolding, right?
Absolutely. I mean, it's up off the ground. It gets you where you need to go when you're building.
It's the same material as what they stand on.
In fact, it might even be a little better. And I think after all this experience we've had, we could even open up like counseling for scaffolding and stuff.
Yeah,
like
how to go up so high and not be afraid, and understand where your feet are so you don't, slip off.
And how to brave the wind. These guys in the wind.
Yeah, it's very windy up there.
Yeah, very windy. I even felt a small breeze last time I was up there, but it didn't stop me, guys. No. It didn't stop me at all, guys.
I mean, you were amazing.
I know. We're pretty good at it. Experts.
Yeah,
perhaps.
I would say. Yeah.
Easily.
There are some dogs that don't like the rain and the wet, like this little girl. Huh? You don't like the rain or the wet. You're dry. And yet some boys like sitting in puddles. Huh? You like the wet? You like being wet and all that good stuff, huh? Look at you. You're just in a puddle.
Progressively extending this. Think it's tall enough?
They saw us up on that scaffolding and they got very intimidated.
And that's the word, intimidated. Yeah, they were very intimidated and they had to really, step it up. But you know, we
step it up literally. They have to go higher because they didn't want us to show them up with our height that we were.
Exactly. Yeah. But we're completely secure on the inside. That doesn't bother us any. We understand what we have at our height. So it doesn't bother us. So you've probably seen us, going over a little bit because we found that if we installed them, we could come back later with the angle grinder and get that edge that we're looking for. So now we're getting ready to do that. The first step in that is marking out where we want to cut that line. So you got to learn the art of the eyeball. All the best artists know the art of the eyeball. Beautiful.
Then I got to come cut it.
Then it's cutting time.
The gals are so busy working, they have a trail of uncut pavers behind them. Aircrete pavers are easily cut with an angle grinder. Once attached to the wall, are less likely to break. Aircrete continues to harden over time. Some are easier to cut than others.
It's a rare sight. The Bree is in a face mask.
I'm a bigger baby than Mom. Jared got me set up. I'm ready to roll.
As you can see, Mom's covered in
I was going to tell you, when you get to these sides too, they're sticking out like this. You have to really just take it down slowly. Okay, it won't go all the way through. It's only halfway through. So you have to keep working it and taking off pieces.
Like that, okay.
I'm sorry I can't hear you. You're gonna have to speak up in that face mask.
You're gonna have to listen harder.
looking good.
most proud of.
We'll mortar and finish off, but you can see the cuts are there. This corner's done. There was a piece hanging off here that looked ridiculous. Oh, I'm glad you're using that for one.
Heavy load coming through. It's our last bag, so.
We got the entries here. Got our little bottle light. This window's done too.
Well, we're gonna have to, like you said on the other stuff, we'll have to do.
Oh yeah, fill that in. And cuts are done on this entryway too. And again,
Yeah.
the little grandbabies.
So beautiful.
We had 2 big grandbabies too, but they're on the patio and they're far away. So otherwise their hands would be there too if I could convince them. Boy, what a difference between pavers we do now versus the pavers that we did in the beginning.
Yeah, we have a way to fix these little hairline cracks.
There is a paint that fills those in.
Yeah.
But what we want to use is a real light, kind of brownish, yellowish stain on this building. So it will show the cracks if we don't remove them.
Pretty excited about this. Very, very fun. Cool to be moving up further than you can reach, you know?
Yeah.
Well, this building's getting up there.
It had to be here, but then it's got to go here. Just in bagging alone too.
It's gotta go higher. It's gotta go this high. Oh, wait a minute. If you remember from Dad's original design, he has the arches of the 2 Quonset huts that come in and the road windows and stuff. That end of the building is just gonna be open if we don't fill it in. Plus, we need something for the ridge to set on. So we fill in the end of it so we can set the ridge on top of that.
Yes.
Put the metal down on the roof.
Maybe it's just me, but look at this swirl pattern. Is that not epic? It's just like really cool. I actually really wouldn't mind that as a paint job. Wouldn't that be awesome? Have a swirly paint job like that? Honestly, that would be cool. It is currently very early. Here we're gonna try to see if we can't dry fit one of the roof pieces. So we gotta see how they fit. So we are going to put it up there and dry fit.
We score a $50 bandsaw at a garage sale. This tool couldn't come at a more perfect time.
We have a bunch of steel we gotta cut, and this bandsaw is gonna help us do that. And speaking of metal, where is this metal?
I'm just glad the blade is good.
Dude, do you realize what we're doing right now? The first metal project in the shop.
All right.
Basically, from here you can see, trying to figure out how far to stick out our ridge. So we got a board. We found out by putting a line 6 inches from the end there, put a line 6 inches from the end there, over there as well, and got it square. And then that will get us within probably half an inch of where that ridge piece actually needs to stick out.
I just want to say that this is so cool. That ridge is gonna run whoop, all the way down. It is so cool.
A little bit more.
That looks good. Looks like you got a big telescope off the top of a ship.
Yeah.
That's great.
We're just going to use silicone for this purpose. We're going to put it through all the mating surface of metal to metal. The bolts already have a sealer on them. They have a gasket. We're going to put it along here. So when this comes in and bolts down, it'll keep this metal and this metal from not cracking when it goes to expand and contract.
I don't think me and Jared can do this by our lonesomes. Called my brother Garen, and he agreed to tomorrow morning to come out and help. Something in the end. That might pop up. That thing's welded down.
The cavalry has arrived. We now have the 3 gents.
He's come to save us
Yes.
from our. Yeah, where's my chair and lemonade? Well, the chair's right there. Your coffee's over there. Oh, that's right. Can you get that for me? All right, let's do it.
It's time for them to come off. They got to take those off so that they can get the scaffolding out so they can put it around here and use it because they can't reach it.
Don't be timid. What is life if you don't have room to grow? Each day's an open door.
Behold the conquering heroes. Good job, guys. Well, hey, thank you so much, Garen. We sure appreciate your help. Oh my goodness.
Cool. Alrighty, well, I'm off. Okay.
See you, Garen. Thank you. You were awesome.
Azalea looked up there and was wondering why we were putting slides up on the roof. Oh! Is that ominous?
Yeah. It's ominous because there's only 2 bolts hanging onto it.
That is so cool. That's half. And we'll have another half.
Going the other side.
Yeah.
The other one's a little bigger.
Oh, right.
Last melon, at least for the metal roof for a little while. Then we have got to make brackets.
Yeah, we just needed to get the angle and need to get 2 on to get the angle.
Still needs going in, but here they are. They're just brackets that are welded to the top here, just like that, to go ahead and support the end here.
These first 2 installed roofing panels are a labor of love. Behind the scenes, the guys spent countless hours poring over Dad's roofing plans and problem solving. We are so proud of them. Now that the roof is started, every preceding panel will hopefully fall right into place. The only question is, can the gals keep up? Tune in next time as our journey continues. Thank you for being a part of our family. Thank you for watching our homesteading journey. We post a new mini documentary every month. If you enjoyed our video, consider liking and subscribing or following. If you really enjoyed it, share it with a friend and tag us on social media. Our links are down below. We want to give a special thank you to our Patreon and local supporters. You help keep our content coming. Before you go, drop a comment. We love to hear from you. Thanks and God bless.
Like Irish jigs.
If you're gonna do Tigger migging, you gotta
Tig and a
get
mig.
tank.
Tig and a mig sounds like an Irish dance.
So I was trying to get my string line over there. You can see the string line goes under this one, over that one, through over here, up through this hole here, back through here, through this hole, and it's now dangling right there.
I will fight you with this sword. I killed you, man, with this thumb.
He's an anime character.
Little breaker buttons.
Granny Elvis? He's Granny Elvis.
He's like, I can see you all clearly now.